Everybody, and welcome to my basement. I'm Jim Bridgham, and I'm your coach for the day. And why are we in a basement, you may ask? Well, because we want to work in the basement of your heart. We want to work in the basement of your soul, your spirit, your physicality. Things you don't want to sort through. That's what we're going to sort through on this podcast, this YouTube channel. So just roll with me throughout this. Okay, so I want to start with a master routine. When people come to me and they want to optimize their life, so they want to really get going and find out, how do I become better? Now, if you don't know what coaching is, it takes someone who's functioning already and gives them a future focus and draws questions out of them to say, how do you become even better? How do you become great? Now, this is different from like counseling where you look at what's dysfunction, people in dysfunction to bring them to function. We're working on optimization here. So when someone's here, they're high functioning or they're just stuck, how do you get forward? What are those key things that make the biggest difference? Well, the first one here, using our high-speed technology, sticky notes, is meditation. So meditation sounds like a hippie new age practice, and it really isn't. It actually originates in the ancient Near East and in the East, quite frankly, as well. It's kind of brought out of multiple cultures, multiple religious tomes. What you're essentially doing is focusing on your breath. It's really not hard. All you're doing is just focusing on being quiet. You can't clear your mind of everything, so that's impossible. So all you're doing is taking a few minutes to focus on your breath. Pretty basic. Now, breath means pneuma or spirit, which is not surprising because those who meditate tend to be more spiritual folks. But you don't need to be spiritual to do it. How does it work? Well, what you do is close your eyes for a minute. We can do this right now. If you can't do it, it's fine. I'm only going to take about 5 seconds to do it. You're going to close your eyes, breathe in through your nose, and out through your mouth. Do it again. Breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, and focusing on it. Now you're going to get distracted in this process. What do? Acknowledge the distraction. I know it's rocket science, people. You just say, wow, I was distracted by a thought about work, about my relationship, about my heart, about difficulty, challenge, my workout, whatever. You get distracted. Totally okay. Just acknowledge it and say, workout, work, whatever the distraction is, acknowledge it, and then return to your breath. Now, what I do is set a timer on my phone in the morning, and I do a countdown clock, and I also use an app to do this as well. But I have a countdown clock so I don't fall asleep or anything. But for you, maybe you think this might benefit you. You've heard about meditation. Do that. Focus on your breath, really basic, in and out, and just put it for a minute. Try 2 minutes. I've seen the most benefit around 10 to 15 personally, but any focused time on your breath to just stop helps throughout the day. This is a master principle, and frankly, about over 70 to 80% of the best folks in the world, highest performers across all disciplines, have a meditation practice. It's just how it is. Okay, next one here, spirituality as differentiated from meditation, because I don't necessarily believe meditation's functionally spiritual. A spirituality could be this. It could be prayer time, although I believe prayer is a little different. We'll get to that in a minute. It could be reading a Bible or a Quran, whatever it is. Finding time to read something. Some people read Seneca. They're big Seneca Stoicism fans. Find something that you can own your spiritual practice and own it. Having no spiritual practice, let's say you're an atheist, that's fine too. But find some way to own that spirituality around atheism. Now you may say, that doesn't even make sense, Jim. Well, there are practices around atheism. It could be reflecting, it could be reading, whatever it is, own a spirituality. It helps you in so many ways. Now, there are many more benefits to be involved in a spirituality that is actually, communal in nature. So it could be going to a church, a synagogue, some kind of religious practice. It could be going to a yoga studio, knocking out the physical piece as well. Whatever it may be, finding some kind of communal place where you can discuss these thoughts and find community has significant benefits. Okay, next one, workout and move. Now, I'm not saying you need to go run a marathon or go get swole in the gym. The thing you need to do, though, is some kind of movement every day, at least 30 minutes of movement. Now, you'll have people tell you, like, well, just work out for 5 days a week and then just take 2 days off, or 4 and 3, whatever it is. Move every day. In our culture, we emphasize sitting in front of a screen, whether it's at work or home or the television. Move. Just get up and move for 30 minutes. If it's a walk around your neighborhood, walk the dog, go to the gym, something that you can actually functionally do that's a little out of the norm. Now, I'd recommend that you actually do an hour workout, whether it's a yoga, a run, some kind of fitness regimen, Again, check with your doctor on how that would work for you, but find something that works and works you. That might even pull a sweat out of you. And again, it can start with as simple a thing as a walk or movement. Intention. Every person I work with starts with intention in the morning as their first thing. What's intention? It's what you hope to do and accomplish in a day. I believe every interaction we have should have intention. So like my intention for this video is to communicate intense value. Now, I don't do a ton of work with video. I've done a lot more with audio and written word, which you could probably tell. But my intention here is to share incredible value with you. Intention helps to guide and direct our interaction, whether it's this video or the person, just like you'd steer a ship by setting a direction. So in the morning, what's your intention for the day? Is your intention to really kill it at work? Is your intention to relax? Is your intention to catch up on all your World Wrestling Entertainment shows? Total WWE fan. I know you've probably already turned off at this point, but whatever. So amazing. Next one, a values review. What drives you is your value. Now you could use books like Strengths Finders to find your strengths, but I'd suggest your values are way more intuitive. It's what are you passionate about? So for me, personal growth is a huge one. Spirituality, fitness, those are some of my values. But I wrote down my top 10 values, did a basic values exercise, which you can do online. Go Google it, you'll find one. And I read them every morning. And then I say, what value am I going to embody the most today? Now, how do I record this? In Excel. I actually chart this every day. I also time myself because I have a problem. But I look through and say, what is the value that will most lead today? So today, the value that most led was influence, because today is coaching day for me. I do coaching all day today and on Monday nights. So I want to make sure that I'm giving the best possible influence to my clients, and also through this video. So for you, what's your intention going to be? What do you want to accomplish this week? What do you want to accomplish today? Who are you going to be today? And what value is going to show up in it? Do you see how these work in tandem? Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're going to go to the next one. Your mission or purpose statement. Now, you probably at some point have written down a mission or perhaps a purpose statement, what you're here on earth to do. If not, highly recommend you go get 7 Habits of Highly Effective People or anything by Brendon Burchard. All those things are going to say, from the Covey perspective, that's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which is spectacular. A little hard to read, but awesome book. It'll create the mission, your personal life mission, what you're here to do. Brendon will give you a purpose. But most people who do that, and you may be in this category, never read it again. It goes on a wall. It goes into a book. It's in your basement. Get it out of there, man. Get it out of there, lady. Pull it out, put it into something that you'll force yourself to read every day. We're also all naturally lazy creatures, so I put mine also in that same wonderful Excel sheet, and I read it every morning, and I ask myself, how am I going to lead from my mission today? And I type it out. Now, mind you, I do this pretty early in the morning, and this whole routine, by the way, takes about 7 minutes. I can show you the times every day. But when I'm writing this out, I really do think, like, what can I do today that's good? How can I live my purpose? And I'll tell you, some mornings that I've had a rough night the night before or up late filming videos when they don't film right, what I end up doing is, all right, like, today might be a survival day. Today's a recovery day. And that's okay. As long as most of my days don't look like that. And by keeping myself accountable, that's how it keeps me going. So this is what I would consider a master routine. So meditation, spirituality, movement, intention, values, and leading from your mission or purpose. For you, how are you going to live this week? How are you going to master your life? You're only here for so long. Life is super short. So maximize it. Be the best version of yourself. And my shameless plug is this. If you need a coach, find one. Doesn't need to be me, because right now I'm stuck in a basement. But find a coach that's going to help to push you along. It might be a mentor or a friend, but don't try to do this alone, because it's hard. I have a coach. I've had a coach for years. Find one that helps to push you. With that, have a great day, and don't forget to work on the basement of your heart this week.